On board the Guanajo, a 50-foot sloop. Ship's log, Friday the 2nd of April, 2010. We begin the day with Hagara, our musical director, declaring her intention to meet sperm whales by noon. It was a dream everyone on board shared, especially our captain Samyo, but at the time we had no idea how magnificently that dream would come true. We set sail around 10:30 in the morning from Valle Grande Rey on the island of Gomera in the Canaries, heading south into the open Atlantic Ocean. The weather was perfect, calm seas and a nice soft breeze. In the previous 2 days we had met many whales and dolphins, including bottlenose and common dolphins, a huge pod of spotted dolphins, literally hundreds of them, and even a beaked whale. We also had the rare treat of seeing an albino spotted dolphin, almost pure white. And of course, there were the large pods of pilot whales, which are so plentiful in these waters. Then suddenly, right at noon, we saw the distinctively angled blow of a sperm whale on the horizon. The blowhole of a sperm whale is offset to the left side of its head, so that when it blows, the water goes to the side and forward, rather than straight up into the air, making it relatively easy to distinguish from other whales, even at a great distance. As we slowly approached, our suspicions were confirmed. There she was, gliding peacefully on the surface, about 100 meters away. But as we got closer, her fluke appeared, signifying that she was diving into the deep. Sperm whales can dive as deep as 3,000 meters and stay down as long as an hour and a half. So at this point we were not sure whether we'd ever see her again. Much to our surprise and joy, she reappeared in about 5 minutes. This time, however, it was not just a single female, but 3 of them, swimming close together. Once again we approached them slowly. By this time Captain Samyo was busy taking pictures, and his first mate Stephen was at the wheel. Stephen put the engine in neutral and let the boat drift toward the small pod. We got as close as 50 to 60 meters before the first fluke appeared, then the next, and finally the third as they once again dove out of sight. In the space of half an hour, we had had 2 beautiful encounters with these magnificent creatures of the ocean. We already considered ourselves very lucky, since most people never get to see a sperm whale live and that close. We would have been happy if the day had ended there. But it didn't. All 3 females suddenly appeared again on the surface, not far away, and Stephen steered the ship toward them. Sperm whales can swim very fast deep underwater, able to easily outrun most boats. By the time they surface again, they could be miles away. These sperm whales, however, didn't seem to be going anywhere, content to stay close and let us maintain contact with them. As the boat came within about 30 meters this time, they stayed still on the surface as Stephen turned circles around them, while everyone on board began singing songs to let them know we came in peace. Songs such as Yemaya, an African tribute to the goddess of the sea. It had been more than an hour now that we had maintained contact with these 3 sperm whales. All of a sudden there was a 4th off the port side of the boat, a male, a very big male. He came swimming right up to us, within 10 meters, and then turned parallel to the boat. The Guanajo is a 16-meter sloop. This male sperm whale was at least as long as the boat, maybe even 18 meters long. As he slowly swam beside the boat, he turned on his side with his flipper out of the water, exposing his white belly to us. After a few minutes swimming next to us like this, still on his side, he began to sink directly under the boat. Down he went, very slowly, until he disappeared beneath us. The three females on the starboard side also slowly dove out of sight, once again showing us their flukes. Most of us on board just sat there in silence and awe of what had just happened. It had been an intense and powerful meeting, very up close and personal. We were moved, and once again we thought we were finished for the day after about 2 hours spent with our newly adopted sperm whale family. Another whale-watching ship was close by, a friend of Captain Samuel's, and we decided to let them have some time with the whales. So we took off in another direction, sailing with no particular purpose or design, basking in our good fortune and the magnificence of the creatures we had met. And then, to our amazement, we saw the blows of sperm whales again, not too far away. When we arrived to join them, we knew immediately that it was the same pod, but this time there were 7 of them. 5 females, the large male who had showed us his belly, and another male we had not seen before, and they had a real show in store for us. The big males disappeared, but the females stayed just below the surface, some 15 meters away. Then a head appeared above the water, one eye looking straight at us. This is called spyhopping. Scientists say that spy-hopping can last for minutes at a time if the whale is sufficiently inquisitive about whatever it is viewing. Typically, the whale's eyes will be slightly above or below the surface of the water, enabling it to see whatever is nearby. Spy-hopping, they say, often occurs when the focus of a whale's attention is on a boat rather than on other nearby whales. All of that was certainly true in our case. And then the whale's head sank back into the water. But then another head appeared, and one by one all of the female whales came up to take a closer look at us. Then 2 at a time. Then 3 at a time. When they seemed satisfied, 4 of them stretched out horizontally on the surface and formed what can best be described as a flower, heads together in the center, tails pointing outward, north, east, south, and west, like petals. They moved gently with each other, sometimes quietly, sometimes like children at play. The story continues in part 2 of Sperm Whale Encounters of the Very Close Kind.